What do Dr. Langlois' constant chocolate cravings have to do with diabetes in your particular pet? Let's find out in this edition of Your Pet's Health Tip of the Day.
Hello again, everybody. This is Dr. Langlois from the Pet Pantry of Lancaster County with your Pet Health Tip of the Day, and I'm joined by a new friend here. This is Weezer, and Weezer is one of the cats that has been here for a little while at the pantry and is currently up for adoption, but just hanging out with me. And the other thing you may notice about this desk right now is that it's filled with wonderful little tiny bars of chocolate in different sizes and flavors and all kinds. And so why do I have all this stuff out? Well, I have a problem. But that's not really the point of this pet health tip. It is actually Diabetes Awareness Month for pets, November, one of the many things that we'll be talking about this month. And obviously you're not going to be feeding your pets chocolate, but the point I have with all this chocolate out here is very, very important. And that is this. One of the things that is so important in trying to control diabetes in your pet, as it would be in us as humans, is diet. And it's one of the things that sometimes is overlooked, because a lot of times we just look at, well, you got to measure their sugars and then give them a certain amount of insulin or a potential pill, depending on how severe the diabetes is and all of that. And one of the things people often overlook is just kind of the dietary habits of your animal that you can actually change to make things a little bit better as far as controlling their blood sugars and hopefully preventing some of those horrible side effects that we see with diabetes long-term in animals. In some cases, especially in cats, diet alone may be enough to kind of keep them in check, and you may not have to be doing that insulin thing if you control the diet really well. And the point of all of this candy here is really this. We talk about nutrition when it comes to diabetes as far as simple sugars and complex sugars. And, you know, things like chocolate, donuts, they always say to diabetic people, try not to eat those, because what they do is they create a huge release of sugar very quickly. So your blood glucose tends to spike and then after that bottom out. What you really want to look at for your animal are diets that are made more of complex carbohydrates and things that will break down slowly over time. So basically what this will do is kind of create just a little bit less of those sugar highs and sugar lows and kind of keep things a little bit more on an even keel. They can be a little bit hard to find unless you talk to your vet about getting specific prescription diets. And a lot of them, you know, be they from Hills, Royal Canin, Eukanuba, Purina, there are a lot of them that are out there that actually are very, very good at controlling the blood sugar spikes and kind of really keeping things on an even keel. Now, if you can't necessarily afford that, and I understand that, you know, there's a monetary expense associated with that, what you have to remember when it comes to diabetes as well is, even if you're not able to feed them the best diet that may break down slowly, consistency is what is the key. And by that we mean keeping their diet the same day after day. So when they get fed, what they get fed, what kind of treats they get fed. The body all learns to adjust to these things, and basically then, you know, will help kind of keep their blood sugars as even keel as you possibly can. So just try to remember that. Remember to always have the nutrition discussion with your vet, as well as other things that you can do to help kind of control the diabetes and the sugar spikes, and of course always things to look for in severe highs or lows. And we'll talk about that in another pet health segment. But again, remember, talk to your vet about proper nutrition when it comes to diabetes, and that is your, you don't want these, pet health tip of the day. I'm going to enjoy a little bit.
Diabetes is a very, very serious condition in both humans and animals, and if you were to suspect potential diabetes or have concerns about diabetes in your animal, the best place to really go, as always, is to make an appointment and see your local and trusted veterinarian.